Welcome to my channel, Outside the Levees. I'm Jared Cerne, and today I'm going on a commercial crab boat with my buddy Robert Campo and his deckhands Dalton and Ethan. Our target species is blue crabs, and we'll learn all about how they're caught and sent to market. Let's get it started. Alright, we're doing something a little different today. I'm going crabbing with my boy Robbie here. He's got his deckhands Ethan and Dalton, and these guys are making money. They're letting me tag along. Now, if you've ever had fresh blue crabs, you know it's a pretty delicious product. But we're gonna get to see today a lot of the work that goes into getting these crabs and shipping them all around the country. So I'm excited. Thank y'all for having me.
No problem.
I'm gonna just kind of stay out the way and let these guys do their work. Alright, let's go see.
This is like our morning routine. So we load ice in the box to use for our slush tank to slush our crabs. We're loading bait. Obviously the bait box is back for the crabs. We're gonna load a couple traps that we pressure wash. This is what we do every morning. Work starts as soon as you wake up. You know?
About what time y'all get here?
4:45, 5 o'clock. That's when we start in the morning.
So we're in Shell Beach, Louisiana this morning, which is about 40 minutes from downtown New Orleans. We're just gonna be fishing the interior waters here. We're not going out too far. And I'm telling you, these blue crabs, they're a delicacy. So I'm really interested to see how a commercial operation does it. You know, we do it kind of for fun, putting out little traps here and there, but it's cool to see how much goes into it to do this for a living. The first trap came up, had a few crabs in it, a really nice one. What they're doing here is they're gonna get them out the trap, dump them into the ice, then they're gonna sort them. They sort them based on size. So you've got number ones being your biggest and best, number twos being kind of your mediums, and factory crabs, which are kind of smaller. And then there's also gonna be a box for females. Now your immature females are gonna be put back. The ones that are mature enough, they're gonna keep. And they get to be their own little assortment. Each time the trap comes up, you gotta rebait it, put it back out. What is that one?
This is the number one right here. It's a big fat crab. A lot of meat on it, man.
And that's a male?
Yep, that's a male right there. The ones who got the straight line and the straight back, that's the male, and the female's got the fat on. I don't want to lose.
Alright, so we're switching gears here. We're picking up traps back where we started, but the tide was really low. It makes doing that kind of work a lot harder, so he decided, let's just go do something different. We're gonna take the traps that they have loaded on here, bait those and put those out while waiting for the tide to come back up. Then we'll go back and pick up the ones that we had started with. So right now, we're just baiting traps and putting them out. So how do you pick a new spot like this? What do you look for?
Well, I picked traps up out of here the other day and to wash because they got dirty. Basically, it's just like in your mind, you know, I got something I want to try, I'm gonna do it. If they don't do nothing, I put a mag on a boat and we'll move them to another place, you know. So want to try different things, we're gonna try it and we're gonna see how it does, you know. But I had traps in there before and I think they did good.
Okay, so this is a spot you fished before.
Throw it, yeah. A spot I had traps in. We were getting a couple ones every trap, so I'm gonna try it again and see how it does, and then we'll make adjustments based on what it does this time. Trying to give them like 2 runs, So we'll run them once, and then we'll run them again. If it doesn't do nothing by that time, we'll pick them up and move them and get them to another place, because you got to stay on the crabs.
So fishing for crabs is like fishing for anything else. You can't just pick a random spot and expect to catch crabs. Now, it might have them there, but it might not. You know, they move around just like everything else, and you're gonna find little hot spots. Now, the benefit that Robbie has is that he's grew up down here, so he knows he's got a little catalog of spots that he can go to. But he's also trying new spots over the years to figure out, okay, well, maybe they're here. And if you can hit on a good spot, you can make a lot of money. So it's just like any other type of fishing. You gotta keep trying different spots. So a lot of times you have to use whatever's available at the bait house. I know they like to use pogies a lot for this type of fishing, which is menhaden. But when they went to get bait today, they didn't have as much pogies as they would like. They're using herring as well. So you can tell he's adding a bunch of herring and a pogie. And already you can see there's a lot of hustle involved with this. When it's going down, you gotta be moving fast. You gotta get these traps out. Dalton's back there grabbing them off. Ethan's getting them ready, putting them out, baiting them. Robbie's driving. There's a lot goes on this boat. And you gotta figure these guys are doing this every day, getting up early. This is a grind, it's a hustle, but it's a good way to make a living.
Right now, we're fishing shallow water because that's where the bigger ones are. Once it gets hot enough, they start getting out that warm water to get in a little cooler water to fish the bayous and the lakes. And then we'll start moving to the outside to fish females in the winter. So, in the winter time, throw it. I don't even know where I'm at. We'll start fishing females. That's a grind every day. We get up at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we got an hour and a half run our traps every day. It's a long ride. So. But it's just transitioning the whole time. But we're constantly on the move, you know? I mean, it's not like you're staying in one spot all day long. I got 2 sets, but we fish half and half. So today we'll run half the traps, tomorrow we'll come back and run the other half. And then the next day we start it all over again, and we'll run the half that we ran Monday, we run again on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on the day. I spend some time with my kids on the weekends. Every other weekend I'll run Monday through Saturday. This weekend here I run Monday through Friday.
Once these crabs come out of the trap, they go directly into the ice bath. You do not want to get pinched by a blue crab. They have those claws up front. They're surprisingly strong. If it gets a hold of you, you will bleed, and it's not a fun experience. So the ice bath kind of just chills them out. They come up out the crab, get dumped into the ice bath, and that's like your signal, like, hey dude, you better chill out, sit in this ice bath. Then he's able to go in there, grab them, and put them in the box they need to be in. What you got there?
It's a #1 crab right here. It's a bigger crab. More pricier. Good meat though.
All right, so we just filled up the first crate of #1s. Remember, #1s are the most valuable crab. Ballparking it, that crate right there is worth about 250 bucks. That sounds good, that sounds like a lot. But you have to consider expenses. And that's what he was saying earlier. People focus on the money coming in, they don't think about what's going out. He had to fuel the boat, get ice, get bait. You gotta just consider some of those things too. What are y'all looking at price-wise on crabs these days?
Ones we're getting $4.75, 2s $2.75, the females are $2.25, and the factory we get the factory crabs we get 90 cents a pound. So probably chasing ones, you're getting a good price for them. That's the only thing that's really saving us in the industry is because the price is so good right now. If the price wasn't good, it'd be hard to make a day's work.
Here's our #2s. Still pretty decent sized crabs, got a little bit of meat on them, you get a decent price on them. And we're starting to add up here too. This is the factory box here, just not quite big enough to make it to the 1 or 2 boxes, but there's still a market for it. You just won't get a great price on these. last crab trap line that we do in here, they're actually catching really good, about 8 to 10 per trap. So hopefully they can finish off another crate or two here on this last little run. After that, it's time to get back to the dock, get things cleaned up, and go sell the crabs. That's going to wrap it up. I hope you got to see a little bit about what our commercial crab fishermen do to keep good, delicious crabs on our plates. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with us this summer. Like this video and click the notifications bell down below so you see when we put out more. All right, we'll see y'all soon.